This is the, hold on. This is the basic example of someone who doesn't understand the gospel.
Christians, we have been lied to for 2,000 years about Jesus' true message by the letters of a false apostle named Paul, which taught people that they will be saved from hell if they confess Jesus as Lord and believe he died as a blood atonement sacrifice for their sins. The problem is that Jesus never taught this to anyone. When directly asked how to enter eternal life, Jesus said to keep the commandments, to love God and love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay, so let's read through Jesus's interpretation of those commandments, starting in the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. This is where people normally stop reading. But we must take note of what Jesus says next. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter the kingdom of heaven. What does Jesus mean? How can our righteousness exceed that of the scribes and Pharisees? They glorified the law and condemned others for not keeping the law. But let's keep reading. So let's put a pin in verse 20, as we will be coming back to that. Continuing on from verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. So even if I feel the emotion of anger towards someone without a substantial cause, puts me in the same judgment as a murderer? What is the next of the 10 commandments Jesus mentions? Verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. That is a thought. Even if you think of someone with lustful intent, you have committed adultery. And that's why Jesus says these words to the scribes and Pharisees found in the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 23, starting from verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and are of all uncleanliness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. So going back to our pinned verse in Matthew chapter 5 verse 20, the only way your righteousness can exceed that of the scribes and Pharisees is by acknowledging your own imperfections. You are flawed. You see, the scribes and Pharisees thought they kept the law and taught others to do the same, but not at the standards of Jesus Christ. That's why Jesus says these words found in the Gospel according to John chapter 15, starting from verse 10 through 13. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another, as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Jesus has kept his Father's commandments, that his joy may be in us, and our joy may be full. And that's why Apostle Paul says these words found in the book of Galatians chapter 2, starting from verse 15. We who are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles, knowing that a man is not justified by works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ, even we have believed in Jesus Christ, that we might be justified by the faith of Christ, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. And when Jesus speaks about separating the sheep from the goats in reference to good works found in the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 25, those sheep being identified is not in reference to any random good person, as Jesus himself clearly identifies those sheep as the very same people who put their faith in him, found in the Gospel according to John chapter 10 verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. So no, Christians have not been lied to for the past 2,000 years about the true message of Jesus. Jesus said we are to confess him as Lord, written in the Gospel according to John chapter 13 verse 13. Jesus also said himself that he came as the atonement sacrifice for sins, written in the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 26 verse 28. Stay salty, stay lit, and God bless.